Hello students, how are you? I hope you all are fit and fine. So dear students, as we know that the condition outside is very scary. So don't go outside, stay home, stay safe, and hoping that very soon we will come out from this scary situation and everything will be alright. So as you all know, we have started chapter 2, The Tiger King, written by Kalki R. Krishnamurti. So as of now, we have finished part 1 and part 2. We have seen in part 1, the writer tells us that the writer R. Krishnamurti tells us that he is not in a hurry to finish the story, as he would tell us the complete detail about the Tiger King. He also mentions the various titles which Tiger King was using in this story. Most probably this story is a fiction, not most probably, this story is a fiction and it was written during British rule. In the beginning, in the part 1, the writer tells us that when the king was born, so he was given, the milk of an English cow. He was drinking the milk of an English cow. He was taught by an English tutor. So overall, he brought up in an English environment, like an English man. So like other prince, he also got the same environment. Later, when astrologers were foretelling, were predicting, so they predicted that once the king would die. Everyone got surprised when the king spoke up. When the 10 days old king spoke up and said that there is nothing new in it, that one day I would die, as everyone knows if once is born, he or she has to die. It would be something new if you would tell the manner of my death. So everyone got surprised, everyone became dumbstruck when a 10 days boy, when a 10 days infant spoke up. Then astrologers, the chief astrologer answered that the king would be killed by a tiger. Then king said, "Let tigers beware." So when king grew up at the age of 20, when the prince grew up at the age of 20, he became the king of the state Pratibandhapuram, as this story is about Pratibandhapuram. When he became the king of Pratibandhapuram, he came to know that what happened in childhood. It was a rumor, so gradually this rumor rife reaches to the king's ear. Then he remembered the saying that it is not wrong to kill a cow in self-defense. So that is why he decided to kill the tigers and he started the tiger hunt. When he killed the first tiger, he sent for the chief astrologer, the state astrologer, and showed him the dead body of the beast and told him that he had killed the tiger, as he during his infancy he had foretold that the king would be killed by the tiger, but here the king killed the tiger. So the astrologer replied that it is not about one tiger. You have to kill 99 more tigers. But be careful while killing the 100 tigers. Then king asked, what if I would kill the 100th tiger? Then the state astrologer said that if you would be able to kill 100 tigers, then I would tear up my books, I would set them fire, and I would cut my stuff, and I would become a insurance agent. So it's all about which we have read in this story in part 1 and 2. Today we are going to read part 3. So everyone open your book at page number 11. From that day onwards, it was celebration time for all the tigers inhabiting Pratibandhpuram. So from that day onwards, it was celebration time for all the tigers. It became a celebration time for all the tigers in the forests of Pratibandhpuram. The state banned tiger hunting by anyone except the Maharaja, as Maharaja banned hunting the tigers by anyone except himself. A proclamation was issued to the effect that if anyone dared to fling so much as a stone at a tiger, all his wealth and property would be confiscated. Confiscated means taken away with authority. Confiscated means taken away with by authority. Let me read it. Taken away, it is away. Here we can use both, with or by authority. Confiscated means taken away. It's taken away with authority. So a proclamation was issued to the effect that if anyone dared to throw a stone on the tigers, then his property will be taken away from him with authority. The Maharaja vowed he would attend to all other matters only after killing the 100 tigers. So the Maharaja vowed, he took a resolution that he would attend to all other matters only after killing the 100 tigers. Only after killing the 100 tigers. Initially, the king seemed well set to realize his ambition. Initially, everything was going well and he was able to kill the tiger well. Initially, in the beginning, everything was going well and very easily he was killing the tiger. It was not very easily. In the next paragraph, we will come to know what type of dangers he had faced. Not that he faced no dangers. It doesn't mean that he was not facing any danger, but he killed some of the tigers. There were times when the bullet missed its mark. The tiger leapt upon him and he fought the beast with his bare hands. Each time it was Maharaja who won. So every time Maharaja won and he defeated the tigers and killed them. At another time, he was in danger of losing his throne. So once it happened that he was in danger of losing his throne. So what happened? Let us come to know. It is given in this paragraph. A high-ranking British officer visited Pratibandhapuram. Once a high-ranking British officer visited Pratibandhapuram. He was very fond of hunting tigers, and that high-ranking officer was very fond of hunting tigers and fonder of being photographed with the tigers he had shot, and he was also the fonder of being photographed with the tiger he had shot. As usual, he wished to hunt tigers in Pratibandhapuram, but the Maharaja was firm in his resolve. He refused permission. I can organize my other hunt. You may go on a boar. Boar means here male pig. Boar. Okay. So he was told that he could go for a male pig hunt, boar hunt. As Maharaja wanted to kill the tigers in Pratibandhapuram, that is why Maharaja did not allow that high-ranking British officer to kill the tigers in Pratibandhapuram. The Maharaja refused permission. I can organize any other hunt. You may go on a boar hunt. You may conduct a mouse hunt. We are ready for a mosquito hunt, but tiger hunt, that's impossible. He said, you can go for a boar hunt, you can go for a mouse hunt, you can go for a mosquito hunt, but he was not allowed for tiger hunt. So why was he not allowed for tiger hunt? Because yes, the Maharaja of Pratibandhapuram wanted to kill 100 tigers. That is why he did not allow the British officer to kill the tigers. The British officer's secretary sent word to the Maharaja through the Diwan. The British officer's secretary sent word to the Maharaja through the Diwan that the Durai himself did not have to kill the tiger. The Maharaja could do the actual killing. What was important to the Durai was a photograph of himself holding the gun and standing over the tiger's carcass. Here, Durai is a Tamil word for a chief leader. Durai is a Tamil word for chief leader. Okay. So further, he said that Durai means that British officer, the chief leader, he did not want to kill the tiger. Maharaja himself could kill the tiger. He just wanted to get photographed with the carcass of the tiger. Carcass means, dead body. With the having a gun, he wanted to get photographed with the dead body of the beast, with the dead body of the tiger. He wanted this much only. Okay, later he said he did not want to kill the tiger. Maharaja would kill the tiger. he would just get photographed by holding a gun and standing by the dead body of the tiger. The Maharaja could do the actual killing. What was important to the Dorai was a photograph of himself holding the gun and standing over the tiger's carcass. But the Maharaja would not agree even to this proposal. But Maharaja did not agree even to this proposal. He was very, he was very firm to his decision. If he relented now, what would he do if other British officers turned up for tiger hunts? So he thought that if he relented means became less severe or intense. Relented became less, it is severe or intent. So he thought that if he would become, dear students, it is intense, it should be intense here. Okay. So he thought that if he would become soft here, he would become less severe or intense, then what if the other officers, British officers would also seek permission for the same, for hunting the tigers. So that is why he did not want to be soft. Okay. So if he relented now, what would he do if other British officers turned up for tiger hunts? If he would be soft now, then what if other British officers would come to hunt the tigers? Because he prevented a British officer from fulfilling his desire, the Maharaja stood in danger of losing his kingdom itself. Because Maharaja denied a British officer to fulfill his desire. Because Maharaja denied a British officer to fulfill his desire. So that is why the Maharaja stood in danger of losing his kingdom. It was British rule, and many Indian states were ruled by Indian king. They were very small state, and there was always a danger of British attack there. So they had to act according to Britishers. So that is why the Maharaja came into the danger of losing his state. The Maharaja and the Diwan held deliberations over this issue. So the Maharaja and the Diwan held talks over this issue. Deliberations mean talks, official talks. Deliberations means talks. Okay. So the Maharaja and Diwan held talks over this issue. As a result, a telegram was dispatched forthwith to a famous British company of jewelers in Calcutta. So as a result, they just sent a telegram, dispatched a telegram to the famous British company of the jewelers in Calcutta. Sent samples of expensive diamond rings of different designs, and the jeweler was asked to send samples of expensive diamond rings of different designs. Some 50 rings arrived. Then Maharaja received 50 rings. The Maharaja sent the whole lot to the British officer's good lady. So Maharaja sent those 50 rings to the British officer's wife. Okay, so here good lady means British officer's wife. So those 50 rings which was sent by the jewelers, as he was asked to send a sample of 50 gold diamond rings. So when the diamond rings was sent, so they were directed to officer's wife. The king and the minister expected the Durrasini to choose 1 or 2 rings and send the rest back. So Maharaja and the ministers, they thought that the Durrasini means, you know, British officer's wife. Durrasini, wife of British officer. Okay, so they thought that the Durrasini, the king and minister thought that the wife of British officer to choose 1 or 2 rings and send the rest back. Within no time at all, the Durrasini sent her reply. Durrasini it is. It should be A here. Okay. Durrasini replied, "Thank you very much for your gifts." So Durrasini, the wife of British officer, she kept all the rings and she sent, "Thank you very much for your gifts." As the king and the ministers were expected that Durrasini, the wife of the British officer, will keep 1 or 2 rings and rest would be sent back. But it did not happen. She kept all the rings and she thanked the king for the same. She sent a thank you message for the king for gifting her so many diamond rings, 50 diamond rings. So in 2 days, a bill of 3 lakh of rupees came from the British jewelers. So in 2 days, the Maharaja received a bill of 3 lakh rupees from British jewelers. The Maharaja was happy that though he had lost 3 lakh of rupees, he managed to retain his kingdom. So Maharaja thought that even though he had to lose 3 lakh rupees, but he was able to manage to retain. Retain means keep possession of his kingdom. Retain keep possession. Okay, even though Maharaja had to lose 3 lakh rupees, but he was able to keep his kingdom in his possession. So it's all about the third part, dear students. Now let us move towards the fourth part. So please write down the meanings of these words. I am going to rub them. Okay, so please note them down. Then we will discuss part 4. Either you can take the screenshot or you may pause the video and write them down. They must be written in your fair notebook. Now let us discuss part 4. the Maharaja's tiger hunts continued to be highly successful. So Maharaja's tiger hunts continued and he was successful in hunting the tigers. Within 10 years, he was able to kill 70 tigers. Within 10 years, it took him 10 years to kill 70 tigers. Till then, students, he kept all the matters aside. So we can think that how selfish the king was. He was thinking about himself only. He was just fulfilling his own pursuits. He was not thinking about the people of his kingdom. In the same way, in today's politics, it is happening. All the leaders whom we elect, who are elected by the people in democracy, even it is today democracy, but they think about themselves. They first fulfill their pursuits, okay, then they think about the people of the country. In the same way, the king was busy in killing the tigers for 10 days, for 10 years, sorry, it was 10 years. Then he was able to kill 70 tigers in 10 years. And then an unforeseen hurdle brought the mission to stand still. Then an unforeseen hurdle brought the mission to stand still. So what was the unforeseen hurdle? The tiger population became extinct in the forests of Pratibandhapuram. In the forests of Pratibandhapuram, the tigers populations it became extinct. Who knows whether the tigers practiced birth control or committed harakiri? Who knows? Here once again the writer makes a funny remark and said, who knows whether the tigers practiced birth control or they committed harakiri. Harakiri means, you know, ritual suicide practiced by samurai in Japan. Harakiri. Is a ritual suicide committed by samurai in Japan. Samurai, you must be knowing, they are the wrestler in Japan. They are the wrestler in Japan. Okay. So harakiri means a ritual suicide committed by samurai in Japan. A ritual suicide. So here the writer makes a funny remark and says that whether the tigers practiced birth control or they committed harakiri or simply ran away from the state because they desired to be shot by British hands only. In the whole paragraph, the writer makes a comment and he says that whether the tiger controls, whether the tiger practiced birth control or they committed harakiri or simply they ran away from Pratibandhapuram to other state as they wanted to be killed by, as they wanted to be shot by British hands alone. Okay, so it's all about this video, dear students. In my next video, I'll explain the remaining paragraphs a few remaining paragraphs of this lesson, and it will take, I think, 2 more videos to finish this lesson. So thank you students for watching this video. See you tomorrow. Till then, keep writing these difficult words and their meanings in your notebook, and also you should write answers to the questions which are given in between. Here committed, it is double T, sorry, let me correct it, it is double M and double T, COMMI-TTET. Okay, so see you in the next video tomorrow. Till then, stay home, stay safe, keep practicing, keep completing your work, and be regular in online classes. If any doubt, ask me. If anything you want to share, share with me. See you tomorrow.